This is the first thing you want to do with your pears. I started this process about 4 o'clock yesterday evening. I really want them to soak 16 to 24 hours. And I'll tell you what my pears are soaking in. Now you can do apples the same way, but I prefer using the pears. Good morning, y'all. It's 9:15 Sunday morning, and I'm gonna try my best to get this video out to y'all. I'm under the weather, I'll tell you. But this morning, my eyes are not pouring. Nose has dried up some. So whatever is going around, I'm a little better today than I was last night. But a lot of you asked about my pear preserve recipe. What I ended up with, and this is easy math, and I will put it in the description. I ended up with 6 quarts of just sliced pears, okay? I measure after I slice them. Ended up with 6 quarts. I put a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 heaping teaspoon of pure lemon juice per quart, okay? So that's a quart of sliced pears, a heaping teaspoon of pure lemon juice, and a 1/2 cup of sugar. I put that in the crock, put my lid on, stirred it about every hour so the liquid would start breaking down, and I walked away. Now, the next step, and I'm not going to do it on the stove. I'm going to do it in my small roaster so I don't have to man it as much, okay? So I've got a little bit of water in my roaster. I'm going to show you this next step. This is not a quick process if you're trying to make pear preserves or apple preserves, but pears tend to hold up better, and that's with a really dark syrup consistency, okay? These are going to get very dark, caramelized, I guess, if you will. This is the only pear preserve recipe I've ever done. I learned this by my mom, and this is what we call pear preserves. So, I showed you what I started yesterday. Now let's move to putting it in the roaster. Boy, those 6 quarts barely fit, but I knew it was going to be enough without me having to pull the large roaster out. Now, like I said, you could do this on the stove top to speed the time up, doing this on a low to medium heat. But I'm going to use it in my roaster. I did add about a 1/2 cup of water to the inside of my roaster. I've got it sitting on about 275. Now, we're going to add some goodies to it. For every 4 quarts of pears, I normally add 1 cup of brown sugar. This is 6 quarts. So I've got a cup of brown sugar here, and then I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup more. That's it. Now, you could add cinnamon to this. I don't. I keep it simple. We're going to get this mixed up. And this is where patience come in. Now, you can use fresh lemon, but that's where you would come in with, say, for this amount, 6 quarts, a 1/2 lemon, cut into wedges, squeeze your lemon juice, and then drop your lemons in. Of course, remove them before you can them up. But you still want to add the lemon juice, and that's a heaping teaspoon per quart. It doesn't give it that punch, but it does balance the flavors, and it's preserved. I do not add salt to mine. This is just an old pear preserve recipe. And that's it. So I'm just going to get these stirred up, combined well, let them do their thing. I'll come and stir every so often. I'm thinking this is probably going to take 3 hours because I am using the roaster. Like I said, when you do the stovetop method, you'll know what the consistency is that you're looking for after you watch this video. It is a thick syrup consistency. And this is how Miss Lippy does her pear preserves. And we will be Waterbath canning these. Or I'll be steam canning these. All right, lid's going on. I can go with some hot tea and sit down. Yeah, hot tea with some lemon is what the doctor ordered for Lippy. Sorry. Y'all, I'm doing this because you asked. But I was going to have to do it anyway. So, you know, keep it transparent, right? I hope your Sunday morning's going good. All right, I'll bring you back and forth throughout. But that's all we're going to do. Now y'all can see. Look at that beautiful. Well, there went my light again on the camera. But you see, this is 2 hours in. Let me see if I can turn it this way. Oh yeah, if I back it up. Yeah, now you know. All right, I've got about 2 more hours to go, maybe 3. But like I said, it's faster on the stove, but I don't have the energy. All right, we'll check it. 2 more hours. Okay, I let it go 4 hours. And now we're gonna jar them up. Now, this jar is hot. I have a pot sitting over here with boiling water, and I've set my jars in there. Now, I'm not gonna get an abundance of preserves. So I'm using a straining spoon. Therefore, I can control the amount of fruit that I want in each jar along with some juice. But I will be canning my juice because I will use that for cakes and breads. I will reduce it down by half and use it as a base for pork loins. It's a beautiful, beautiful juice. Okay, I'm leaving an inch of headspace. Y'all have seen me do this 100 times. I'll tell you what, I need a little bit more juice. Not much. I set my ladle down. But that's okay. Lippy held to her promise, so if I'm a little sideways, it's okay. There we go. Now I'm going to debubble. Just like that. You need to clean your rim very well. This is sticky. And like I said, I'm letting the pears be my natural sweetness. But like I said, I will put the recipe in the description. And you can move up to a cup of sugar per quart if that's your desire. That's a quart of pears. That's just too sweet for me. All right, lid on, finger tight. And I got a few more. But like I said, I will be jarring up the liquid as well. Okay, y'all, we've got it in my steam canner. If you was Waterbath canning, you'll bring your water up to a boil, start your timer for 15 minutes. We ended up with 6 pints, 1/2 pint, that's of preserves, and 3 of the juice. And let me tell you what, so many things I use this juice for. But I'll share with y'all why this is coming up to temp. Now I'm going to clean my mess up. I don't think that was too bad. That was only 6 quarts of sliced pears. And remember, I measured the pears after they were sliced. I don't have probably 1/4 of a cup of the juice. I am going to strain it. I will put it in a jar. I will set it in the refrigerator. This week, I'll probably do some grilled pork chops, and I will take that juice. I will reduce it by half. No sugar, no nothing. Reduce it by half and use it as a glaze. I also use the juice in pound cakes. Winter's coming up. There is spice cake. You can use it in the spice cake. I'm trying to think. We've used it in ribs in the summer. When Buddy has done ribs, I've reduced it by half. I've even added a peeled onion, sliced in half, added to the pear juice. Reduce it, baste your ribs. So, like I said, if you have juice, and you should, can it. There's so many things you can do with it. But this will go for 15 minutes, okay? So if even in a water bath, it's still gonna be 15 minutes. But I managed to hold out with this going on. I'm almost done for the day, and this is my pear preserves that you guys requested. Like I said, some people I've seen use cinnamon and I don't know, nutmeg. I want pear, meaning I want the pear preserves. And I don't use a lot of sugar because it takes away from the natural sweetness of the pear. So I'll show you the jars when they come out. I gotta get this mess cleaned up. Here's our juice, and there's our preserves. Look, it's still bubbling. And that's what I call pear preserves. I did it, y'all. I managed to get it done. Kitchen is clean. I got me a cup of coffee sitting there at the table calling my name. So like I said, I will put the recipe in the description, but it won't be the amount that I used. I'm just gonna base it on how many pears to how much sugar to how much lemon juice and the water bath time. Because you can go from 2 quarts, you can go up to 12 quarts. It really doesn't matter as long as you don't overfill your water bath canner. But it's just a general recipe. And like I said, you can add the nutmeg and is it cinnamon? You can do all of that. But guys, try it simplified first. I think you're gonna enjoy it. So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And yeah, y'all see Pawpaw walking by. Till the next one, y'all.